Well, here we are now sitting in a Lufthansa lounge at London Heathrow because our next flight to Oslo is delayed for 2 hours. I sincerely doubt that we're going to make our flight after that, which would mean staying overnight in Oslo. The Lufthansa lounge has two parts. It has a business club section and the senator lounge section, which we are sitting in right now. They're serving scrambled eggs, ham, oatmeal, gummy bears. Prosecco, white wines. So frustrated. I wonder why. I don't wonder why I like to travel. I just wonder how much longer I can keep doing this. It's just delay after delay and problem after problem. Here's us to Oslo, the 10:20. Delayed till 12:20. Further on this, we are now supposed to depart at 1:20, and since we go ahead 1 more hour in Norway, in Oslo, we miss our next flight. So when we get off this plane, we have to see what SAS is doing, whether or not there's another flight they're getting us on, or whether they're putting us up in a hotel for the night in Oslo and flying us to Bergen tomorrow. What a day. I've been told the reason that the flight is so delayed is there is a strike at SAS, the mechanics. I think I heard that today's June 26th, that the railroads are on strike in the UK. On A320 SAS. It's 1:20 and we just started boarding. At least I have a window seat. If I can keep my eyes open. Steve has the aisle. Well, at least something has worked today. Picking a window seat and an aisle seat, we have a empty middle. Isn't it time that something went right? That's interesting. For some reason, our seats, this is part of my United ticket, these two legs. And we're in SAS Plus. The pilot just announced that it's going to be another 15 or 20 minutes delay for maintenance. It is now 2 o'clock in London. We're still sitting on the plane. We've been sitting now for 45 minutes because the first officer came on and explained upon landing there was some damage in the cargo hold, and they're waiting for maintenance to sign off on it. We're still sitting. We now have a 25-minute departure hold, which is going to make this flight 5 hours late. At least we're pushing back. What the heck is that? Oh, thank God, a runway, finally. If you're in their Premium Plus, I don't know how we ended up in here. I think it was part of our United ticket, that's how. They give you a chicken breast salad, potatoes, lemon, garlic, ginger, pickled pumpkin, and flower petal. Oh, this looks very decent. Some bread, silverware. If you're back in regular economy, they sell food, but coffee, tea, and water is always free.
I ate my chicken fish.
Yeah, I was hungry too. It's good. They even give you wine if you want. They had Prosecco too. Prosecco. And they passed out chocolates. Lemon and elderberry breeze and raspberry delight. We're over Norway. At least we will have made it to Oslo. I have wheels down.
On board. And when disembarking, please observe a possible difference in the level between the aircraft.
I think if I hear one more sincere apology for our late arrival, I'm going to puke. It's now 6:30 here in Oslo, and next step is we had to go through customs, of course. And our bags were not on the belt because we checked through to Bergen. So now we're in line waiting to talk to SAS or SAS. That's what they called. Yes, I don't know where our bags are. All right, you have to hear about the rest of our absolutely horrible, terrible day. SAS was absolutely no help. Now we're flying them back at the end of the trip, Stockholm to London again, and then I am never, ever going to set foot on SAS again unless it's my last day on Earth and I have no other choice. They were so unhelpful. I understand that SAS is on strike, so there are people all over the airport sitting on floors, trying to find hotels, trying to find flights out to go wherever they were going. Our choices to fly. There was nothing tonight. Tomorrow, they said, oh, will you come down here at 5 o'clock in the morning, this is in the airport, and we'll see what we can do. Nobody would book anything for us for tomorrow. So then we looked into trains. They said, oh, we'll take an overnight train from Oslo to Bergen. The trains leave at 11 o'clock at night and get in at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, we would have done it, but there was no space available on the train tonight. So we made reservations for tomorrow, which is Monday. Our cruise leaves on Tuesday to take the train and get in at 5 o'clock in the morning and then go to the cruise ship after eating breakfast somewhere. And then I went online, used Kayak, and I found an SAS flight. Unfortunately, it was the only one. The only airlines that fly are Norwegian Air Guard, Wilderow, and SAS. Anyhow, there were 2 seats left on the 10 p.m. flight tomorrow night, Monday night, that at least is a nonstop and gets in at 10:40, unless they cancel that one, and then the cruise leaves on Tuesday. There was a scramble after we decided that to find a hotel. Well, naturally, all the hotels right there at Oslo Gardermoen Airport are booked solid. But we walked over to one of the Radissons just in case. No, booked solid. Walked back into the airport, got on the free Wi-Fi again, and picked a hotel. This is I think you pronounce it Thon Hotel, Thon Hotel, which was maybe 10-minute taxi ride away, 300 NOK, and got a room at least until tomorrow, but checkout is at noon, and then I'm going to have to pay probably around $10 an hour to stay longer than that. And our flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. And Steve and I are married almost 45 years, and almost 45 years of travel. We've had flights canceled and things like that, and things go wrong. But this was the absolutely worst day ever. All I want to do now is take off my shoes, take off dirty clothes. I don't even care if I shower and go to sleep. See you on the upside, I hope, tomorrow. I like they've got security here. We're on the 4th floor, 4118. All the hotels are not inexpensive. It's well over $200 a night, and checkout is at noon. We're going to be paying, you have to pay 100 krona an hour to stay in your room, which I'm going to do. This is our elevator, baby. There certainly is no problem identifying your room number. Couldn't get much bigger. This is the room. There are quite a few other hotels, taxi right away, that are by the airport, Scandic, for instance, and Best Western, a few others. But the others only had one double bed available for tonight. And Steve is a big guy. I love him, but I don't want to sleep in a double bed with him. Not when I'm this tired. So here we are. I will have to take up my problems with SAS when I get home. That's all there is to it, because the supervisor was very adamant that they could not do anything and nobody was going to help me. And too bad, SAS is on strike. That's the way the cookie crumbles and all those other good things. I am really interested in this bathroom because hey Daniel, we always talk about redoing bathrooms. So talking about actually redoing mine, and LED mirror lights are really big. And this is a very big LED mirror light. My favorite greeny breads. And gorgeous greeny rolls. Gorgeous breakfast. It's included. Oh, there's brown cheese. The hotel has a very nice buffet breakfast. Falafel. Morning.
Hi.
Oh, they even make pancakes. It's pineapple, melon.
What about juice? Well, I want to get coffee.
Well,
There's a coffee.
this is a very, very big hotel. It is a shuttle. I think he said it's about 80 kroner a person, almost $10 a person, and these are where they stop, the different hotels. We took a taxi last night. We did not know. Well, there is no cancellation on the departure board next to it. It's still saying that we're leaving pretty much on time, which is 10:05 p.m. for a 50-minute flight to Bergen. I still have my fingers crossed, and I'm still praying a lot. And once we get to Bergen, we have a hotel for the rest of the night. We already lost the money on last night's hotel and paid an additional night's hotel, but I am going to try to get it back as compensation from SAS. Well, come with us, I hope. Well, let's sit here and wait for our plane to arrive. It has not arrived yet. Watch the rain and the lightning. I just saw a really good lightning strike before. I wonder if they've got a ground stop here. Bless its little heart. Our plane has arrived and passengers are coming off. We're flying another A320. Steve is across the aisle from me. We both have aisle seats, which who cares on a 50-minute flight? I am so excited to be on the plane, which is leaving late because they had no crew.
Venter vi lige just nu på nogle passagerer, som er kommet med flyet fra København og den sædvanlige rute ind igen.
The only word of Norwegian I know is tak, which is
So,
thank
good evening,
you.
everyone. Your Captain Christoffersen for running behind the schedule here. My cabin crew were racing from the previous flight, and right now we're waiting for some transit passengers coming from Copenhagen and the usual. So, once fully ready, my cabin crew will give you a short briefing on safety equipment and procedures for this flight.
We're pushing back at 10:37. There will be nothing to see on the flight. If you really want to see what it's like flying into Bergen, look at my uploads from about, I think it was 10 weeks ago. I just want you to see it's 11 o'clock at night and it's still light out. That's how far north we are. Now, if you were up in Svalbard, it would still be light almost the entire night. That's how gorgeous it is at sunset. Not even 42 minutes we've been in the air, and there's Bergen down there. 11:30 and the sun is just setting. They didn't serve anything, not even water, because it's such a short flight. And here we go. It was exactly 50 minutes. All that angst yesterday for a 50-minute flight. And now the moment of anticipation, waiting for bags to be unloaded, and they just better be here. You know, it's those 50-minute flights that your luggage doesn't come on. In the meantime, you can see bags all over the place from all the other misconnected and missed flights and everything having to do with the mechanics strike yesterday. It is almost midnight and we are taking a taxi. No fly bussing this time. And you can see that it's still sunset at midnight. There's a reason why they call it the land of the midnight sun. Our suitcases came through, thank God. It would be terrible if, with the cruise to have no suitcases. That I have seen happen. You can see the meter. They raised it because of the gasoline, because of the energy, and it's nighttime, so they raised the rates. It's probably going to cost us $90, $80. And this is Bergen at night. You would not see Bergen at night if you saw me walking around here at this hour. Absolutely not. There's another Clarion across the way there. Well, it's 12:30. Very pretty hotel.
Oh, this explains a lot.
Well, with some luck, this is my last mistake for the trip. This Clarion on Rosen something or another is not the Clarion that I thought was opposite the Radisson, the nice Clarion. This one is not as nice, and it is expensive. Everything in Norway is expensive. There's nothing inexpensive. Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Thank goodness they serve breakfast here until 11:30 tomorrow. Because I am past exhausted. I am so wired right now. I'll start at the other end since it's crowded in here. This is the gluten-free, lactose-free corner. Cereals. Ooh, good-looking fruit. Liver paste. Liver. Everything hot is over at this end. Some good looking bacon. Fried eggs. Meatballs. Mushrooms. Creamy scrambled eggs. Fish cakes. Potatoes. I am going to begin with all this. I'm going to try the fish cake. Try the meatballs. Eggs, bacon, mushrooms. Well, a very warm good morning and welcome to Bergen in Bergen. We're staying at the Clarion Hotel. It looks a lot nicer at 10 o'clock in the morning than it did at 1 o'clock in the morning. 2 grueling, stress-filled days. But today we embark on the Viking Star. So please come with us, and thanks for suffering through my pain. As I always say, I make the mistakes, and you don't have to. Unfortunately, we went to the wrong Clarion last night, right across from the Radisson Blu, which is where I thought I made reservations, but I didn't. It was fortunately only about a 3-block walk from there to here. Bad Sheila. It's pretty quiet in the dining room right now, so I'm going to tell you the latest on our SAS saga that continues on and onward. Well, of course, I read in the paper today, today's July 5th or 6th, whatever day it is, that SAS is now in bankruptcy, filed for Chapter 11, and their pilots went on strike. And we are supposed to fly SAS from Stockholm to London. Well, I went into panic proactive mode. I cannot take a chance that we cannot make it back home because Steve has some surgery scheduled the week after that. We've got to be home. I then spent 2 hours on Skype with United trying to figure out a different way to go home. Got all the way through the first person on United and I was disconnected by Skype. So I had to start all over again. And Steve and I are sitting on the bed talking to United where they keep putting me on hold to talk to the international desk, etc. And we're praying, got our fingers crossed, don't disconnect me, don't disconnect me. Anyhow, we are now flying on Lufthansa from Stockholm to Frankfurt, and then on United from Frankfurt back home. We were in business class on the flight that was leaving London, but that went bye-bye. So now we're in economy and got fingers crossed that our plus points will clear and we will end up in business/Polaris. I've told you before, that was my last flight on SAS, the one coming where we were delayed 6 hours. I am never flying them again, which may be a moot point if they go bankrupt, and never fly again. That will not necessarily be a bad thing from my standpoint. Now you're up to date.